Guys, I know I made videos on what like being jacked can do for you, but something that's like not really talked about as much, at least I haven't talked about it as much on this channel, is the fact that being lean is a literal cheat code. Since from the time I've been at a higher body fat percentage to where I'm at now, like sitting where like anywhere from 10% to 11% body fat percentage, I can literally tell you that I don't even have to get a pump and I can just walk into the gym and people just think that I've already hit a workout. Like my muscle definition are so much better throughout my lifts and even before. You can literally see everything, every part of my muscle, fiber, all that good stuff. Not to mention guys, like any clothes I wear, even a simple outfit like a shirt and jeans, it literally looks good. Anything I wear will literally look good. And I'm trying to say that in the most humbling way, but I'm telling you, if you haven't had a chance to get leaner or see yourself what you look like being lean, I recommend that you try it at least once. My decision going into it, guys, was the fact that like I never saw how I actually would look if I were to be lean, to the point where like my jawline comes out, I hit that 10% body fat, and then I can literally see like what I'm capable of. One of the most benefits that I saw immediately, especially if you're a guy, it's the fact that I had a six-pack showing. Like yes, when I was at a higher body fat percentage, I was maybe 15, closer to 20. I still have visible abs, that's just genetics, but the abs that I have now, guys, like they pop out every time. Like even if I intake a lot of water and I ate a little bit more carbs than I should have that day, I still have abs, guys. Anytime I go to the beach, I have abs. Anytime I go to the pool, guess what? I got abs. Yes, it gravitates you more attention, and yes, it can benefit you in a dating aspect. Yes, it can get you good attention, but don't let it get to your head. That's what I'm gonna say. Don't, like, that's a little bit of an ego. So still be humble, still be proud of yourself, because it does take hard work to get there. But my advice, guys, if you've never seen yourself lean, try going on a cut. I gave myself a 12-week cut. I cut down my calories slowly. I didn't do it too aggressive. And then from there, you can slowly start losing the weight and start losing the body fat. I also included steady state cardio. So my type of steady state cardio was doing an hour in the treadmill, or at least 2 hours per week. But when I was really trying to lose that body fat percentage and really get it down to 10%, because I went from 175 pounds to 157 pounds. If you're curious to see my journey on that, I have a whole playlist on my YouTube channel where I talk about my whole entire cutting series. I start from the first day down to the last week, and I go through you and take you through my diet and what updates I do throughout the week. So if you're interested in that and seeing how I did it, you can just go to my playlist on my channel. It's called Cutting Series, and you'll see my whole progress. But anyways, you want to be in a caloric deficit. That's the secret to losing the body fat, and that's how you get down and shave off some of that body fat, and that's how you get your muscles to appear. I don't know if you guys noticed, but on my TikToks and like my reels or anywhere, you see me posing, my pump looks better. Like yes, I can look back at older videos on my TikTok and even on YouTube Shorts, and yes, I had a decent pump at a higher body fat percentage, and yes, I might have looked a little bigger, but the fact that I can see more definitions of my muscles, you can literally, it literally looks like I put on more muscle. I've had people in the gym ask me if I got bigger, and I tell them, no, I actually lost weight. People are saying like, oh yeah, I can see that you're leaner because of your jawline. People out here thinking that I got bigger. Like what, guys? You know how backwards that is? I knew that was going to happen, but it wasn't until I started receiving the comments in person to where it finally clicked in my head that like, hey, maybe being lean is the way to go. Obviously, there are times when you're going through your cut, like you get really hungry. And yes, I have my days where I do feel a little bit depleted, but you have to be mindful of the amount of calories you intake and the timing of the food you eat. So I advise you space out food. Caffeine does help in you staying more satiated, not as hungry and more alert. But I'm telling you guys, after a while, when you keep this new like body fat percentage or this new weight that you're at as your maintenance, your body get used to it and it adapts. So I wouldn't worry too much. You just have to get through a certain phase of you being hungry, and then from there you can actually maintain it. Now, would I say this is healthy? In my opinion, yes, but to an extent. If you get too lean to the point that you're like getting ready for a competition, then no, I wouldn't say that's like sustainable for a long time. But studies have shown like healthy body fat percentage for males, at least, to where they're like, they could keep an aesthetic body. It's anywhere from like the 10 to 12% body fat. Even some people can keep an 8% body fat. Not me personally. I feel like that's way too much. That would just drain me and I would be starving. So I'd rather not do that. I would say that I'm comfortable where I'm at. I want to say that I'm like at 10% body fat. But back to some of the benefits that being lean can do for you as well, guys. Like, yeah, like any clothes you wear, it works. Simple outfit, it works. Also too, guys, when you maintain your lean look, if you have weddings coming up or you have events going up that require you to wear a suit, you can keep that same size. Your muscles are not going to change as much. Sure, you might get a little bigger, but it's not to the extent that you have to make drastic changes and drastic tailoring when you go to the tailor to get a readjustment. So when you wear certain outfits, it works. When you wear certain gym clothes, it pops out even more. And chances are like your partner will appreciate how aesthetic you look. And so that's kind of a rewarding thing. It's another thing I noticed. When I didn't see my cousins for a while I was doing my whole entire cutting phase, once I was pretty much almost done, I finally went to go celebrate a cousin's birthday. And funny enough, it was during the summer. We were celebrating it at a house where there was a pool. And immediately, once I got to the house, because you know, I was dressed up in pool outfits. I was wearing, I think, a tank top with trunks, my bathing shorts. And so once I took off my tank top, my cousins and everybody else, my friends, they were like, dude, you're shredded. Like, what? Like, what happened? Mind you, they haven't seen me in months. And so they're just like surprised and they see all this and they're like, dude, like, what do you do? And straight up, if you see that playlist in the cutting series, you would see that I was just eating sandwiches. You can get away with this kind of stuff, guys, as long as it's within the calories. Sure, not every food is super beneficial, but if it works in the calories, then it's going to work. You can make slight healthy sandwiches. Like, my sandwiches weren't crazy. They were literally, I want to say, 4 slices of like butter bread with the turkey ham slices you can use for sandwiches. It's like deli turkey. And then it was like maybe 2 eggs and some egg whites. Like, that works, guys. Or I think it might have been 4 eggs. Either way, it was regular eggs, and I was making a sandwich out of that, was using sugar-free ketchup, and that helped me lose the amount of weight I should have lost and the body fat that I needed to lose. By the way, guys, if you've been enjoying this video so far, hit that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications. I come out with weekly videos, and I'm hoping this video is slowly inspiring you as much as my other videos as well. I come out with a video every week talking about anywhere from fitness to lifestyle stuff, and anything you guys suggest, you can always put it down in the comments. But let's get back to the video. But sure, it did get to a point as I was trying to get rid of some stubborn belly fat that I was doing about an hour of cardio for 6 days. That's 6 hours out of the week, guys. You don't need to do that much, but I was really trying to push to really lose all that body fat by a certain time, because my thing was to start somewhere around the springtime and finish off into like almost the beginning of summer. That way, by the time summer comes, I could already be shredded and be lean. Here's another take on what lean can do for you and how it's a cheat code. I know we talked about the physical aspect, but let's get into the mental aspect. The amount of confidence you got because you know you're walking around in such an aesthetic body. You feel like you're photo ready for just any event, anywhere you go. Like, I know, like, as I was doing my cutting phase, I was doing my photo shoots, and because I saw how good any outfit would look on me, I already knew the photos would come out a little bit more crispier and a little bit better towards the finishing editing. Because obviously, you know, you do some editing to an extent, but when you're editing your photos, you don't do a crazy amount of editing. It should just be like a 2.0 version of you. You can still recognize as that's the same person. Anyways, I also noticed too that like I just had so much more confidence talking to people. More people were asking me for advice at the gym. More people were asking me more advice for just about anything. I don't know. I guess they saw me or they look up to me as a mentor or somebody that like, you know, has life figured out. And trust me guys, I don't have life all figured out. Yes, I might be a little bit ahead of you in certain things, but that doesn't stop me from having my own mentors or coaches or people or friends I can reach out to learn more. Even sometimes I can learn something from you guys. You guys have information to offer too. Don't just think that I know it all, and don't think that you know it all too, because the first thing of knowing so much is finally understanding that you don't know everything. And that's not a bad thing, guys. You want to always keep learning stuff. Anyways, people just kept asking me questions, made me feel more confident everywhere I go. People were asking me for advice on lifting. That was already happening, but me being lean just expedited even more. I started getting more views on social media. There's no secret that like being lean on social media is gonna attract more attention. And me being lean, guys, and all the videos I put, I wanted to inspire you. I don't want to do it as an ego thing or a prideful thing. I want it as a way that you can use me as a beacon of hope, as a beacon to be inspired, motivated, because you have that potential inside of you. Another thing that being lean has done for me is the fact that eating has not become a job anymore. I remember when I was eating like 3,200 calories back when I was at a higher body fat percentage. I had to make myself eat at certain times and certain food. And I was getting so tired of it, guys. Like now when I eat and I prepare my meals, the meals are not super big or heavy to the point that like I don't feel sluggish. I feel more alert, and I don't have to shove food because I'm trying to make a certain calorie by the end of the day. Like it was getting annoying, guys. And so I'm glad I'm eating less calories because I get to focus more of my attention on other stuff. And the last final thing that I'm gonna leave you guys with, it's the fact that like being lean, you can, I'm not saying eat anything all the time, but you can get away with eating so much things. I feel like it adds more value to your life when you have the fact that like, because you're healthy and you're taking care of yourself and you're at a certain body fat percentage and you're doing good like 70 to 80% of the week with your diet and food, that when you go to a special event, when you're out with your friends, family, partner, loved one, or whoever, you can enjoy that food. You can enjoy that cheat meal and you can enjoy those cookies. Like I know by putting myself through something hard, I was able to reap the rewards and see the fruits of my labor. Sometimes you just need to keep your eye on the prize and just keep putting one foot in front of the other, guys. Use this video to inspire you and to somewhat motivate you and get you through the day. And I hope I was able to convince you into finally becoming lean. But like I said before, if you want to see how I did it, I do have a whole playlist of the cutting series where I go over my whole entire journey and how I started and how I ended up. Now that you've heard my story and you know what being lean is like, I want you to click on this video where I talk about some of the myths that are in the fitness industry. And trust me, I want to stop these misconceptions already and cut out the crap and noise that is being put out there. We need to put a stop to this, guys. So click on this video. I go over some of them, and trust me, you have heard a lot of these from people that are big in the fitness industry. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video.